Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today we are rambling about the SOMA Lyra-8 FX for Eurorack. It sounds like this. I actually quite like that at the end. Hey, let's hear that. Okay, we don't even need an input. We don't have no problem here. No delay. All delay. No input. No problem. Yes. Okay, now we're talking. Well, maybe I should do some talking before get into that. Okay, what is it? 20 HP Eurorack incarnation of the effects that are on board the Lyra series desktop synthesizers. I have zero experience with those. I know some people in my world really love that thing. I'm not much for a drone person per se. However, all of that changed when I got the Vic X, so maybe I just haven't had the chance to become acquainted with it yet. But what I did want to do, because I found it was kind of this is one of those things that's trying to be like really esoteric and it doesn't want to explain anything to you because it's too deep for you or whatever. So I'm going to try and go through every piece of this, and there's not a lot. People were debating on the thread I was reading on Mod Wiggler about what the self-patching actually did, if it's an envelope follower or if there's an onboard LFO that you don't get control of its clock or whatever. But let's just jump into it and go through piece by piece. So not running anything into it now. What do we want to run into it, y'all? Maybe for fun, we can run my synth line. And maybe I'll mix that in. So we got no delay, no distortion, and the input will overdrive on its own. And it sounds really tasty to their to their credit. So I do need to attenuate this a little bit down the chain. So this is another thing where I'm just like, it's hard, at least for me, it's hard to keep myself from going after that that level of saturation, right? I feel like maybe I shouldn't demo the other parts with it, but like, it just sounds more good, right? So maybe we'll leave that at noon just for simplicity's sake. I'll bring it up a little bit so you can hear it better. Then there's the delay. So there's two delay lines and a mix control here. So if we bring it in all the way, you hear only the delay. Now you can also bypass this and get 100% wet delay only. And I was thinking maybe we'll just, for demonstrating that part of things, we'll use that. So that's the delay. Maybe I'll turn it up a hair. And then two delay lines, and you set the time of the first one with this knob, and then this is an attenuverter for the modulation source. Now there's only one modulation source in, or you can self-patch it, so you have to use both. There's no getting around that. And then there's a feedback knob, and same thing here, there's a attenuverter for patching in. If I patch in some CV points here, my, I believe that is X-axis on this joystick beside it, we will do it, feedback up. And this is probably where a lot of users are going to end up, is in the feedbacky territory. Let's bring our time in, feedback in. And it sounds really dark, like in a very bassy way. If you go back into the full output, this will have the distortion in it. I haven't mixed any of that in yet, but let's bring in some of the raw signal, just so it doesn't get crazy lo-fi. Self-modulation, let's bring up that depth of modulation for changing the times. These at tune. Sorry, I put this one at noon and this one at 2. Yeah, we put this at tune, we will mix in some dry signal, feedback down a little bit. We'll wiggle our joystick just to mess with the feedback amount. Let's blend it in more. Less of me. Yeah. And it gets really crazy. And bring these delay times way up. You get almost like a chorus effect. Self-modulated too. We can. I don't know what the specifics are of these are. Is it envelope follower? Self-modulation off, attenuverters down. I don't think it changes anything if there's nothing patched in. But just like some crazy texture. For me though, what really, I don't know, really kicks ass on this thing is the distortion. So if we bring in the blend, I'll show you a couple different mixes with it. You can bring the mix up to noon and then bring in the drive. All the way up, and it limits, and there's also, you got to think about the gain staging of the input too. It's very like guitar pedal coded. That might bring in some delays. There's no way to put this in front of the delay, unfortunately. It's kind of the patch I would, or the order I would want it in, but that's okay. After the delay. And this is kind of where I'm at. Self-modulate. Drive down, mix in, drive up, mix. And then I was thinking it would be fun to just send some other different sources in, and one of them being my voice. So again, you don't need any input. It's so crazy. It'll just go, here's my voice, though. Okay, well, that noise is good. Sorry, I know it's a video of me messing with my voice through effects once again. But this is my plan for this case. I listen to this band called Kumo99, who, if you're familiar with them, I absolutely love them, but on stage they run the vocals through a Lyra desktop box. I'm not sure which version it is, but they just have like crazy feedbacking and glitching and like noisiness going through that Lyra, and I would really love to even attempt to, I don't know, mimic them, I guess. So let's try that. Volume all the way up, mix of the delay all the way in, and then boosting it. Self-modulation, and the distortion. Suddenly, I am crazy turning that volume all the way up. That's also nice too, because I find this little micy is really lacking in gain for this headset for whatever reason, so this gives me a step of boost, so it can bring back some of that delay. Okay. I like modulating that. Maybe we can send an envelope to that. Maybe. Oh yeah, we got some crap going on the delay front. Let's send in this. This is the stuff that I was out there bringing the decision. This is what I wanted in this case. Let's go to the charge back. Okay. Yeah, okay, you can hear me again. Oh, okay. We got that. Yeah, you don't need anything to get this to go. If you're a noise artist, I feel like this is... I've said that in so many videos at this point, but it remains true, I think. What I thought would be fun to play this one out would be to run the VicX into it, because it's good. I will complain about a couple things on this before we do that, though. The mono in was the original reason I never considered this one, was because this is like definitely something I'd want to use in stereo. I know there is some mono apologists out there, but I'm not one of them. However, for my voice, which is what I want to use this for, and I did enjoy just using it for, it's great. Let's use it. VicX going. Let's take the delay out, take the distortion out. Attenuate it a little bit, and I'll say adieu, because we like noise around these parts. Let's bring the drive down, the volume up, LFO's going to that one, and these are the sort of things when I think about a Lyra-8 that you would want, and this is in Euro rack, right? So hey, I'm Tafony. This thing is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's built like a tank too. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Keep droning, my friends. I'm Tafony. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that crap that YouTube's always on my case but not doing. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.